Assalamu alaikum. Today I will discuss about formal letter writing and how to compose a formal letter. Firstly, we would see that there are two kinds of letters, the formal letter and the informal letter. A letter written for a formal purpose is called a formal letter, whereas an informal letter is written for some informal purposes to friends, family, or relatives. A formal letter is written in a formal and ceremonious language, and that always follows a specific set format. And formal letters are written for official purposes, therefore they used to be written to authorities, dignitaries, colleagues, seniors. You have to If you have to write a letter to the manager, this would be called a formal letter. You have to write a letter to your colleague, to an employee, to your subordinate, or to the principal of the college or school. You have to write a letter to your teacher, to your vice chancellor, to your minister, to your prime minister, to the prime minister of your country. These would be called the official or the formal letters. And the formal letter writing format requires some specific rules and conventions, as well as the language of the letters should also be very professional. Now, there are different tips for writing a formal letter. The first thing is that you need to be concise when you write a letter. You write a letter for various purposes, as we have discussed, that this is written to obtain information, to make inquiries, to apply for a job, for taking admissions, for complaining, and for making an order. So there are different purposes. And in order to meet those purposes, we used to write letters to different officials. And the first thing is that we need to keep our letters short and concise. We have to write in a brief way the state of the matter, or what do we want the next person to do. And since these letters are written to the officials, to the authorities, and these letters are written for the business purposes to the business officials, and definitely they people do not have that much time to read the lengthy details. Therefore, while writing the letter, you have to apply a direct approach. You come to the matter of discussion, or to your purpose directly, and you are not going to write down the inessential or irrelevant details. Neither you are going to write the flowery language or the long words. Rather, you need to keep in mind that your words, your sentences, they must be clear, and they must be logical, and they must be direct. So, in short, this means that every word you write should serve a purpose. So, try to make your formal letter brief and short if you want to get a desired response. Secondly, you need to use an appropriate tone. An appropriate tone means that your language, your tone must be formal, and you must avoid slangs, jargons, contractions into your language. Neither you should use the vague words. Be very clear, specific, and certain in what you are saying. And always be polite and respectful even if you are complaining. The next point is proofreading. Proofreading is very, very much important. Whenever you are done with your letter, you have to proofread that. You have to proofread that for the grammar, for the spellings, and you may proofread that in order to check the content of your letter. And if you are not meeting the your letter exceeds the word limit, you may cut that down. You may keep that short in order to meet the word limit. So you need to proofread your letter in order to find your own mistakes and to correct them. Number four, you should use proper format and presentation while composing a formal letter. So, firstly, you need to keep in mind that the paper on which you are writing a letter or typing a letter, taking a print out of the letter, that must be a high quality paper, and envelope must be of a good quality, and make sure that the recipient is addressed properly and that his or her name is spelled correctly. And this is important to sign your letter too. Now, I just want to make a mention that even if you are writing an email or writing a letter, they both are more or less the same things. because email would be like you are writing a letter electronically, and even if you are posting a letter or you are sending a letter electronically, the body of the letter would be same. So this would go, all the tips that we are discussing or the ways we are discussing about the formal letter, they could be applied to both the letter as well as to the email. So as we had discussed that you have to use the standard format for your formal letter. So there are different kinds of formats available. You may use the block format, the modified block format, or the semi-block format. But the block format is the most common format used for writing the formal letters. And what are the characteristics of the block format? The block format is left aligned, justified, single spaced except for a double space between paragraphs. And I want to show you the image of the block format. So this is though this is not very much clear, but I hope you could see that. You may see that this is all left aligned and this is justified. Justified means that the first line is not being indented, and this is absolutely left aligned and justified format. Moving back, and then there is a modified block format, the semi block format. You may see their formats too, and if you want to, I would be giving you the, I have used the block format for writing the formal letter. And you may also see if you wanted to use the modified block or the semi block format, so you may have a look at their formats. I have described these over here too, but you may have a look at those. You may google that and you may use it. But the full block or the block format is the one which is the most common while writing a formal letter. And now about font, the Times New Roman is the standard font and size 12, as well as you may also use the Arial font too. You may also keep in mind the kind of a company to whom you are writing a letter, and you may bring a change accordingly too. For punctuation after the salutation, there would be punctuation after the salutation and closing. You use a colon after the salutation and use a comma after the closing. And you may also use the unpunctuated style too, though this is not very much common, but you may use the open punctuation where you are not supposed to make use of any punctuation after the salutation and the closing. Next, have a look at this slide, and this would briefly discuss about all the important features of a formal letter, like you have to address or greet the concerned person properly with their name, or you may use dear sir or ma'am. You should use the subject of the writing letter, be concise, the tone should be polite, write proper format, mention the address and the date correctly, mention the name and designation of the recipient correctly, and always end your letter with gratitude. Now, this is the format of a formal letter. There are the 6 standard headings which you need to include in the 6 standard parts of a formal letter, which include the heading, date, inside address, salutation, body, closing, and signature. So we would see firstly, what does heading include? Heading consists of your address but not your name. So in heading you used to give your address, and after that you give a space and then you write down date, then you give a space and then you write down inside address. Inside address is the recipient's address, and here you include the name of the individual, the name of the recipient, his title or position, the name of the company, and address. If you're not familiar with the name of the person, then you may only start off with the title, the company name, and the address. Salutation, skip one line after the inside address and then type the salutation. The most usual greeting is dear followed by the person's name and punctuated with a colon. But if you don't know the person's name, you may address and the person, don't know the person's name, or you don't know whether the person you are addressing is a man or a woman, you may begin with this, or that would be followed by a colon. And for the title, MS, Miss, or MISS. So MS is used where you don't know or you don't want to mention the marital status of a woman. You want to bring this neutral element. Therefore, you may use the term MS and then write down the last name of the woman to whom you are writing a letter. And furthermore, if the person has a specific title such as doctor, make sure that you use it. So here are some of the examples of the salutations. So here this is dear Mr. Ghani, dear Miss Rana, dear Mrs. Khan. If you want to mention the marital status, if you don't want to mention, you may simply write down dear MS Miss Khan. And if the person has some specific title like doctor, you may write down dear Dr. Fatima. Body, skip one line after the salutation and begin the body of the formal letter. This is the main part of the letter. Body includes typically and usually that includes 3 paragraphs. So I would explain the paragraphs in my sample letter. Closing and signature. Skip one line after the last paragraph and then type the closing. It is punctuated with a comma, and leave several lines after the closing. Closing would be in the form of like you may write down yours sincerely, your faithfully, yours truly, or you may write best regards, with best regards, kind regards. So there are many options for you to choose from. So after the closing, you need to write down your name, but before typing your name, you have to skip many lines for your signature. So your letter would end with your typed name, and if you wanted to add some, if you wanted to repeat your information, yeah, or your position or your address, you may write down again over here after your name. So this is how your formal letter has been written. You read that, you proofread that, and after, in order to ensure that you have communicated your points thoroughly and accurately. Okay, so here we would see the sample letter topic, and what does that state? That you normally go shopping in the nearby mart where you live. How do you think some of the facilities for the shoppers could be improved? Write a letter to the manager of the mart, and in your letter, say in general what you like about shopping in there, what is wrong with the facilities, and how they can be improved. Cover all 3 points in detail and make sure that your letter is informative and helpful for the manager. So let's see that how this letter should be written. So this starts with the heading, which is your address. So I have written down the fake address over here, for example. Then you have to give one space and then type date. Date could be written in any one format, so you may use this format or this format. You may write a date. After the date, give one more space and then write down the receiver's address, which is called the inside address. So in receiver's address, I know the name, so I have written down the name over here, Mr. Nakash Zaidi, the manager, his position, title, the name of the company or organization or the place, and then the address. Here I have given the subject line, which is feedback about Easy Shopping Mart, and this is the salutation followed by dear, like dear Mr. and the last name, and then I gave colon as a punctuation mark. And in the first paragraph of your letter is the introductory paragraph, and in your introductory paragraph you have to state your purpose directly, as well as you have to introduce yourself. So in your first paragraph you have to introduce yourself and you have to state the purpose of writing your letter, so that it would be very clear in the beginning why you are writing the letter. So firstly, I have given the introduction that I am a regular shopper at your store. I regularly shop at your store, and I wanted to share with you my feedback and suggestions about the present state of your mart. So your introduction as well as the purpose of writing this letter has become very clear in the beginning. Afterwards, you are going to write down, like it's stated over here, you have to say in general what you like about shopping in there. So I like going to your mart because it is more feasible for me. Now, how this is feasible? You have stated that it's a short distance from my residence and it provides a lot of eats for its customers, having things available at a walking distance. And furthermore, your store has gained a tag of reliability, which is why I myself consider coming here for my sort of shopping. So you have stated why do you like going to that store, and then secondly it was you have to say what is wrong with the facilities. So here you may state different reasons that however there have been certain issues recently that have driven the customers to other places, and then you have stated those issues, that the main reason is the quality is greatly dropped with less or no assistance, the place has faced many sudden power breakdowns, the quality of the products is greatly degraded, and that you have I resent the fact that you have started partnership with newer brands that do not have the same quality products as the formers did. So here you have very clearly stated all the issues that you have noticed and you wanted to state, and in the third paragraph you had to make suggestions about how you could improve that. So here you made the suggestions and you said my suggestion is to work on hiring and producing effective and more cooperative staff, find problems or reasons for issues such as frequent power breakdowns, that everyone wants some dairy products and meat too, and I also wish for the former manufactured products to be brought back. So I hope you shall graciously respond to my suggestions and bring improvements. So you end with the sense of in a very polite way, and with best regards you would write down your signatures, your name, and if you wanted to give your details you may also add your details over here too. Moving on to sample letter 2, this is the letter written to the editor of a newspaper stating some issue that you are facing in your locality, or some social issue that you wanted to state, or you wanted to draw the attention of the authorities to. So you may start with your address, then you write down the date, then you write down the name, the editor, the name of the newspaper, the city of publication, and if you know the name of the persons, and then definitely write down the name with the title Mr. or Miss, or if you don't know the name you may simply write down dear sir. So in the body of the letter, in the introductory paragraph, you would state the purpose of writing your letter in the very beginning, that this letter is meant to draw your attention towards the insensitive use of loudspeakers, which has become quite a nuisance in our cities. So moving from this you would move towards the specific problem that in my locality too, there is a hall for many occasions where every day some new function is being held, and since it's close to my neighborhood, we all find it a great annoyance, and the constant music and lights greatly disturb everyone in the neighborhood. So you have stated your purpose, your problem over here, and then this paragraph is very much important, where you are going to tell what do you want the recipient, the receiver to do, and here you call for action by writing down that due to the excessive noise, okay, you have stated your problem and you say that it is high time the authorities did something to regulate the use of loudspeakers. Therefore, I would like you to make mention about this in your newspaper so that the authorities see this as a genuine problem and make rules to solve them accordingly. I hope you will cooperate. Thanking you. And then you end with the sincerely, your signature, and then your name. So you first, in the first paragraph you have to state your problem, then you in the second paragraph you have to elaborate on your problem, and then you end with a call to action and end with a sense of gratitude. And this is the way you have to write your formal letter, where you have to keep in mind the word limit. These letters are around 250 words that I have mentioned, I have written down, and you have to keep in mind the different points, that your letter must be short and brief and direct, and must state all the important problems into the letter clearly and logically. And I hope that has brought more clarity, and now you would be able to compose a formal letter in a better and effective way. Thank you for today.